everybody, what is going on? It's me, Captain Files. Today we are live action. You already know what it is. Here to bring you my review of Bleach Episode 8 titled The Shooting Star Project Zero Mix. Now, off rip, I'm going to start off by saying, is it me or did this episode go by very fast? And not only that, it seemed like out of all the episodes thus far, this one had the most cuts from the manga. But we're going to get into that in today's review. So immediately I noticed, what I've noticed so far with all these episodes of Bleach since the return of the anime, it looks very good. Very good. The details. I'm going to keep saying it. I don't care how many times you guys are tired of hearing it. I'm going to keep saying it. The highlights, the lighting, the shadow, the contrast, because we see this happen at night. Me personally, I'm going to keep it honest, I didn't think this was at night. I thought it was at daytime when I read this in the manga years ago. So when I seen it was at night, I said, cool, because I guess depending on the time of day, including nighttime, and the ability that can cause types of shadows and lighting, everything, it can just come off so much better at night. It's something about the nighttime fights or the sunset fights. Daytime is cool because we seen it was daytime when Squad Zero came down. But of course, in the beginning of this episode, oh man, when Unohana was talking to Asane, how Unohana was facing the window. You can see the reflection of Asane. You see the rain coming down, the lighting, the shadows, everything looked perfect, especially in the hallway. It was just top notch. And then, of course, I noticed something when they handed Ichigo that note from Unohana, I guess, a soul fax. That writing, I guess that's the writing of Shinigami. And I guess Ichigo, he already knows how to read it. But yet, when we see the room where Renji and Rukia is held in, it's in kanji, so I guess they can read. I'm pretty sure they can read English, kanji, whatever. Soul Reapers have been around for hundreds of thousands of years. They probably can read and know all the language, whatever. I could be wrong. It's just something I know. It's nothing to trip out on. But speaking of the cuts, yeah, I noticed, that interview was right. The interview I mentioned where, the motivator put the big watermark on the interview. Yeah. That interview when the director, he stated that Kubo left it up to him to leave in or take out the silly moments, because when Ichigo was talking to Rukia, I noticed his facial expressions. That moment, it was a bit more comical, opposed to what it was in the anime. And of course, I'm fine by this. Some people, this may bother them, but for me, I love it. It's fine. The music, the mood, it was just captured perfectly. And again, that window, I'm gonna keep getting on the windows, man. I used to say Shinji, he used to see his reflection in the window. I like when Ichigo ran off because Mayuri needed to see him. That side shot, the side profile of Ichigo, the expression, the wrinkles, the rain coming down his face, everything was just top notch. I mean, they even zoomed in on the little what was the heart monitor beat machine, and I think at the top, let me know down below, Elites. Is that an actual company logo? The studio actually give like a little shout out or get permission to put one of their brands in the anime. I don't know. I got to go back to the manga and see if there was actually a logo at the top of that heart monitor machine. I doubt it, but maybe it was just something made up. I don't know. It's just funny little details my eye catches sometimes because they zoomed in on that for a reason. Maybe to show the realism or to show Rukia's status, but who knows? Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but whatever. Now, going on to more things they cut out. Moving on to the next part of the episode, I was so excited and curious to see how they were going to capture the moment that happened in this manga, because it was a very important moment. Of course, they were grieving over old man Yama. They were falling apart, arguing amongst each other. And to me personally, I liked in the manga a little bit more, just a little bit. Now, yes, they did a good job. They really did. But for me in the manga, it's just the facial expressions, the intensity, the close-ups. It was just done a little bit better. But, of course, hey, I still enjoyed it. And I remember when I first read this part in the manga, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And for a second, I was confused. Like, why is Zanpakuto still there? Like, he's dead. Shouldn't the Zanpakuto have vanished as well? But we all know that's not the case, We've seen before, that has been answered, and Shinigami dies. Necessarily doesn't vanish like that. We see Tosin. That's technically not his Zanpakuto. Eventually it became his Zanpakuto. I blueprinted, his abilities amongst it. But yeah, that's not really his Zanpakuto initially. But yeah, and it also reminded me of, I forget his name, King Aragon, or from Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, how the King's sword was just broken up in little bits of pieces. That's what this reminded me of the first time I seen it. But again, extra angles, fantastic lighting, I loved it. Now, this conversation with Mayuri and Ichigo, I noticed quite a few things. Yes, this is the part of the episode where we really start to see a lot of the cuts and the things that were removed. First thing I noticed that was changed. In the anime, Ichigo's Tensei was placed in some kind of floating canister or whatnot in Mayuri's lab. But in the anime, I believe it was sitting on like a table. Like, it was just, of course, sliced in half, but it's like on a fabric. But the main thing that was left out, actually, there were two things that was left out. The extended conversation that Mayuri was having with Ichigo regarding the rules of a bunkai being broken, how it can never go back to normal, and when Kon wasn't there like how he was in the manga. But yeah, he left out the explanation with Renji, Kumamura, and of course Ikkaku. That really confused me. I don't know if they were on a time crunch, a budget limit. I don't know, because as anime only watchers, that was vital important information. It really was. And that's why it pays to read the manga and watch the anime, or hell, read the manga. It's yes, you get extended stuff in the anime, as we can see at the Gode 13, the original Gode 13, that flashback, that's cool. That was not really in the manga. I mean, you've seen like just one little panel without a lot of detail, but that right there, I was like, damn, because just imagine if you're an anime only watcher, what if that actually came to mind, like, damn, Kumamura, he got chopped down like 8 million times while he was in Bunkai, and Renji, it seemed like every time he's in Bunkai, he's always getting jacked up. Then Ikkaku, what happened when he fought one of Grimmjow's fractiones? That Rancor, what happened to that? That possibly could have went in someone's head who only watched the anime, but hey, they left it out for whatever reason. So I wasn't surprised they left out that comedy moment with Kon. He was just super flexed out. What was it, King of New York, that he said? I didn't care. I really didn't care. Again, I don't mind silliness, especially at the right moments, but Kon, he had his little funny moments here and there. But my favorite Kon moment, I believe, was in the very beginning of Bleach. This was the dub. When he seen Yodorichi when she was in her cat form, and he was gloating Yodorichi, telling him to get out of here, or telling her to get out of here, I'm the one that's in charge. When Yodorichi went walking away, he said, yeah, that's right, get out of here, you big pussy. When he turned around, you see a little fart cloud come out of his ass. It was funny. Now, you can take that how you want. Maybe he was calling him a big pussy like a cat, or a big pussy like, being a pussy. But hey, whatever. To me, that was one of my favorite dub moments in Bleach. You don't believe me? Go back and watch it. It's there. So yeah, that silly moment in the manga, I honestly thought, okay, this is cool. Okay, he's back. Let's not drag it out, because the things that I don't like to get just dragged out on and on and on and on. When I was reading the manga, I was thinking like, damn, this is eating up panels, eating up pages. There's only so many pages we get in weekly manga, so I like how they did it in the manga. in the anime. The way they did it in the anime, I prefer that happen in the manga. Ichigo just heard Kon, looked down the hallway, he was getting chased, and that was it. I loved it. So, with the meeting of the Royal Guard, Squad Zero. Again, I like the daytime. Everything was spot on. And yes, the introduction was a little bit different. When they came down. Some people, I'm pretty sure they may not like the way they were introduced. Some people, in comparison. So to my anime only watchers, what are your thoughts on Squad Zero? Were you surprised? Were you thrown off? Kubo knew what he was doing, because in terms of their designs, because you see Ichigo's facial expression the first time he's seen Squad Zero, and I'm not gonna lie, that was my expression. They've grown on me now, but since the beginning of Bleach, when they mentioned Squad Zero, remember the beginning of Bleach when you'll see a Minos, a Gillian, like, oh my god, only Squad Zero can come and handle them. But I guess if you think about it, outside of filler, outside of filler, you only really seen the visors handling the Gillians. I'm not saying none of the captains can't handle Gillians, but you seen when Ichigo and Uryu teamed up, and they made the Gillian retreat. But then after that, how often will we see characters taking on Gillians? It seemed like from when Ichigo and Uryu teamed up, you didn't see no real major encounters or defeats of the Minos until the visors came in. But hey, whatever. So the reason why they grew on me is because in my mind, Squad Zero, they were so hyped up, so legendary, so strong, so untouchable. I thought they just had this super, super serious, powerful, strict, angry demeanor. Not necessarily angry, but like that intensity. Some on that Byakuya stuff, some on that serious, intimidating stuff like Old Man Yama. I thought it was gonna consist of that. But then when we seen them, it's like, what? This we got Hikifune, you know, she just big as hell, and then I'm like, ah. But again, they grew on me once I seen them in action and their purpose and how strong they are. Then I said, okay, I get this. And to be honest, as I was thinking about it over time as they grew on me, it would have been a little bit boring if they were just all the same. They all had that dead, blank, emo, Ukior, Byakuya, lightning, hero Yui type of demeanor, just dead and blank. So I'm glad they all have their own individual personalities, because we know Kubo, he is great at that. He is great at creating different characters with so many different type of likable personalities. But the one moment I really loved, I'm so glad they kept it in the anime, was when Korenji put Soy Phone in check, because Soy Phone, she just got like the, yeah, she's cool, she a cool character, I like her, but not a lot, because she has this bitchy attitude, like, damn, I swear. And I love the way Korenji put her in check. I love that. I swear, with the 2 fingers. I don't know if this was an animation error or if they did this on purpose. I noticed her arm went up first, then he showed up behind her. Unless that was them trying to display that's just how fast the motivator is. Like, you don't even, you just see her move, then him. Or maybe it's a technique. I think that's why she said what kind of move or technique or ability was that. You know, maybe did something to make her arm go up, but I doubt it. He just flashed up, restrained her ass, and he had a good point. He really had a good point. And I'm not gonna lie, it seemed funny in the anime versus the manga. How Korenji just kept getting hit and slapped. I think Ichibe hit him on the head. Hikifune slapped him. I'm not. It's just his voice when he gets slapped. The way Korenji was shouting, man, I did think that was funny. But let me know down below, my elites. Let me know, what do you all think? Maybe I missed something in the novels, but they missed their opportunity on this. Maybe in the future episodes they'll get it right. I don't know. They didn't say nothing about Old Man Yama. Like, I'm not saying they have to mourn over his death and whatnot, because it seems like they all share the same demeanor times 10 in terms of Shunsui regarding what he said to the rest of the Gothic 13. Like, look, as the 13 Court Guard squads, it's not our job to mourn and cry and whatnot. It's our job to be the 13 Court Guard squads, to maintain balance in the universe. However, and of course, he displayed some type of concern. You know, Old Man Yama got taken out or whatnot. But I get what he's saying. So I'm guessing with Squad Zero, when they found out, uh-oh, we need to come down here immediately. But it baffles me, man. I mean, not nothing. Not nothing. Not a, hey, well, who's going to step up in charge, or, hey, you know. But again, not nothing. I know they've met him before. They've known him before. It kills me, but whatever. They didn't put it in. I guess they don't really care. And also loving Korenji. Went up to Unohana. I like how they actually added some extra intense facial expressions from Unohana. You know, I did like that, regarding the fact that, hey, your healing techniques isn't strong enough to heal Byakuya, Renji, Rukia. Like, hey, you know what your real abilities are. You know what you're really about. This healing stuff, nah, that's not really you. It's just like how Korenji, that extra animation, his whole hairstyle, the hair hooked around Unohana's head, you know. When I seen that in the manga, I'm like, damn. The way he wasn't checking her, but the way he was up on her like that, I'm like, that, hey, that's how you know they the real deal Holyfield. And then when we got to see that, yes, like, damn, she's the original Kenpachi, and the way he still was stepping to her like that, and that say a lot about Squad Zero. Even though Hikifune, she's like the most recent member of Squad Zero, so I think for the longest it was probably just 4 of them, and then she came along because she was the most recent one. All the other ones, they're hella ancient, you know. Now, oh yeah, going back to I forget her name. Damn, the one with the arms. I seen the comments on my last video. Yes, in the novel, it revealed that she was in charge of creating the guards. You know, the Shinigami robes, the kimonos. But in the manga, technically, that's what I was saying. You know, technically, it didn't say that. She was in charge of creating the fabrics for them to make it back down to the Serite. That's what she was in charge of. But yes, we all know, we put two and two together. Even the manga was all like, okay, if she was in charge of that, pretty sure she was in charge of making, you know, these, which, you know, of course makes sense. But I'm just clarifying it now that yes, in the novel, it revealed she was in charge of making the Shinigami robes. So anyway, moving on, the message from Unohana. Yes, I like this part because, of course, we see my boy Grimmjow finally. I always knew he was alive, even back then. Now, for my old school viewers and subscribers, remember that one Bleach reviewer, Blue God, I forget his whole name, Blue God 192, whatever. I believe he was Jamaican, or he was from the islands. Cool dude, but I'll never forget that one video. He swore up and down Grimmjow was dead. He was like, I don't care. Grimmjow is dead. He is not coming back. He is no longer. He is no more. Grimmjow is done. I'm like, nah, man. You seen Ichigo block the strike from, you know, he's still alive. And you see, of course, he's alive. So for my anime only watchers, what are your thoughts on that? Are you glad Grimmjow is alive? Are you shocked? Are you surprised? And yes, that was him that split Kurji down the middle. Hey, my boy Grimmjow, he's been training. I mean, he one shot at that mother sucker. But anyway, yeah, they removed a little bit of, you know, part when he was Mayuri squeezing the eyes of Kon or whatnot. Extra panels when you see other members of Squad 12 chasing after Kon, but that's fine, that's cool. Again, I don't care. I like the moment. I thought that was funny. I think Chad or he may were trying to distract. See, in a manga, it was clear what they were doing. Yes, they covered up the curtain. They were trying to tape it up and everything. But in the anime, were they dancing or they're trying to really build something, distract Grimmjow? What was going on? Moving on to one of the biggest shockers in this episode, if not the biggest, you know. They go to the Shibas to get launched back up to the Soul Palace. They removed extra dialogue from this when Ichigo spoke to Kakaku. I don't get. I see they kept in the Fullbringers. They kept that in there, but it was just extra moments that they removed. Why? I don't know. I like the animation, you know, when she launched them back up. I did like that. However, the one moment I was really shocked that they revealed was when she said, we have to get him to do this, even if it's Saturn's uncle. And in the manga, she was just looking up, saying it, and that's all we got to see. But in the anime, we actually seen how it was her, Ganju, and of course, the Shin. Right there. You can tell that's the Shin Ichigo's dad. Now, for all of my anime watchers, or for the people, I mean, again, I'm sorry, but hey, it is what it is, who feel that I spoil things. The anime, it's been spoiling things left and right. Spoiling things in the intro. In the intro, they showed Squad Zero. In the intro, they showed Ichigo shaking hands with the reels I get to. In the intro, they showed him with two Zanpakuto, the true form. We see also, I believe that the Quincy book was in the intro. Flipping written pages real fast. If you pause it, you can see something major right there. And then, of course, the major revelation with Ichigo's father, of course, being a Shiba. And that's a major revelation for the anime-only watchers. Hey, right there, it is what it is. So how do you feel about that for all my anime-only watchers? Now, I do like the polls that they all had, you know, when they were in the tube getting launched up into the Soul Palace. Now, the Soul Palace, I like how they captured it. I like the lighting, the angles, the colors, everything. I really did. Now, leading up to the final part of the episode, everything seemed on par with the manga. Yes, there were slight angles and different changes here and there, but the major things was when Ichigo finally went to the hot spring healing sauna with Korinji, and yes, we see a lot of things we left out. Even the introduction to it, it was like it was a lot of fast cuts. Bam, bam, bam. Originally, in the manga, you seen the tipping bamboo, I think the Shishi Odoshi, correct me if I'm wrong, but we seen it was like a real big one of those, and Ichigo was like, oh, why is that so loud? That was removed. Maybe the director felt that was a silly moment, so he decided to remove that. Speaking of silly moments, you see cut out when Korinji picked up Renji out of the water. He was like, hey, don't treat him like a red turnip. And of course, the one thing that was left out, I'm pretty sure it has people just losing their minds in disbelief. They're just hating this episode, hating the new director. They're hating Bleach. They're depressed now. Their whole year is ruined. They're dropping the series. They cut out, you guessed it, the ass of Rukia popping up out that water. I don't know why. I can't say, well, of course, I'm not going to say I don't know why they removed it. Obviously, it was a humorous moment, but yeah, they actually cut that. I didn't think they were going to cut that. But, man, I remember when that first happened in the manga, people loved it. They thought it was just, I guess, the next best thing since sliced bread. I swear, man, back when it was like 8 million other content creators reviewing Bleach, I swear that was like their thumbnail. Damn near everybody who reviewed that chapter of Bleach, their thumbnail was just Rukia's ass. Now, I'm not here to critique another Bleach reviewer's content or whatnot, but however, I'm like, damn, man. I guess it was never really my style to have the Me Too type of thumbnail. Oh, you got the, yeah, let me do it. I mean, it's like, I get it. You want to have the type of thumbnail that gets people to click on it. Some people go for the most craziest moments in the chapter, or the most humorous moments, or the most shocking moments, and they put that as a thumbnail. I get it. However, I mean, it made me wonder if they would have been doing this if it was what, Rangiku's ass or Hime's ass, even Yoruichi's ass. But Rukia never really had, that sex appeal type of character design. Yeah, Kubo have drawn her in bikinis and other outfits, and I believe even the cover page for this chapter you've seen Orihime and Rukia, I think they had on bath towels or whatnot. That was like one of the few times you see Rukia drawn with sex appeal, but it seemed like dudes were going haywire. Nuts to see Rukia's little peachy butt cheeks just float up, but whatever, I'm not judging. I just thought they were going to keep that in, but it does make sense that they removed it because that was a comical moment. But yeah, anime only watchers, yes, that was the thing that happened in the manga. Yes, we seen Rukia's butt cheeks for the first time. I know, something revolutionary. Damn a bunkai, damn an origin story. Oh my god, it was Rukia's ass cheeks. Whatever, but I mean, it was a giggling moment. I seen it, I giggled, but I wasn't just like, damn, Rukia's cheeks, boy. I got a hanker for a peach. I wasn't on that type of stuff. But yeah, of course, they gave the explanation regarding how it works, the whole blood hell bath sauna, but they cut out also how Korinji explained to Ichigo that Unohana took a sample of that water and analyzed it and made his own version of it. Vital information, because again, anime only watchers, you probably seen that and was like, wait a minute, I don't get that. That looks just like when Ichigo was healing himself in during the Soul Society arc. Is there a resemblance? I don't get it. Now you're left in the dark. So that's why, hey, let me know down below if you feel it pays to only read the anime or to only watch to read the manga and only watch the anime, or do both. Because I feel both is the best way. I really do, because we're getting new things in the anime that wasn't in the manga from the manga readers. And if you're an anime only watcher, you're gonna miss out. So I think both is key. I do that with a lot of series. Hell, even with Chainsaw Man, I'm gonna go back and read the manga. Yes, I'm caught up. I will be doing videos on that still, but I'm still gonna go back and read the manga because I was informed some things were left out of the episodes that was in the manga. But whatever. And yeah, and it ends right there. He turns around, you see his name, and it was just over. I was like, damn, like that was it. Again, decent episode. Going into this, my mindset on it, I was still hyped to see it because I really like Bleach, and one of the reasons for that is because Bleach has so much lore and history and so many interesting characters. I can watch numerous episodes with no action. See, I don't have the Dragon Ball syndrome. Maybe it's Dragon Ball now with Super is probably not as bad as it was back then. And what I mean by that is, it seemed like Dragon Ball is just straight mindless action, fighting. That's cool. I get that. If that's the type of anime, if that's the type of genre, that's cool. But come on, let's be honest. Especially back then, can you imagine 3 episodes straight of Dragon Ball with nothing but talking? Fans about, oh man, this is boring. What's gonna happen? Come on, man. Oh, he's still screaming and charging up. That happened last week. They want to see the action. Now I'm pretty sure with Super, there's a little bit more interesting talking, more lore, new villains that's probably been sealed away or in slumber for 8,000 years. Now all of a sudden they came back, and now you got this motivator he brought back from the dead. Was it Frieza red or Frieza black or turquoise or lavender, whatever? But whatever. The point is, I can watch a lot of Bleach episodes with no action at all. I mean, depending on the topic of the conversation and who's having the conversation. Because even in the novel, when Grimmjow and Nail was talking to Ichibe and Shunsui and Halibel, I was just reading this like, damn, I would love to see this animated. So again, I enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed it when I read it when it was a chapter. But next episode is going to be heavy like a Chevy. Kenpachi versus Kenpachi. I already know the extended scenes they're going to add in there. When those two are fighting and the flashback. Oh, you know what? I just thought about something. It'll be so sweet. So sweet in that flashback. Alongside Unohana, you see some of the other captains. I would love to see that during that flashback. Man, I would love that. Yes, that is right, Elites. I forgot to mention that, yes, I seen the after credit scene revealing the Soul King once he awakened. Yeah, looked real good. I'm glad they kept that in. I wish every episode they did put an after credit scene. I believe, to my knowledge, this is the second episode where they have done that. But yeah, that's my Elites. Again, I enjoyed the episode. Went by fast. They removed a lot of cuts, but it was still enjoyable. You know, not as great as the last episode. And I'm not saying that just because it had action, but, you know, Bleach is Bleach. You know, I already know what it is. So give me your thoughts, comments, and concerns. I will see you all next week for episode 9. Thank you all for watching. Signing out.